Hi, this is Torah 411 channel, and what we do is we look at the Bible through a Hebraic view, and we study it idiomatically, metaphorically, and study it allegorically to make sure that the proper understanding is being put forth and we can view Scripture in context. So I'm not here to convince you of anything one way or another. I'm just putting another viewpoint out there so you can go research it for yourself. And what we're looking at right now is Peter denying Christ 3 times in the rooster that crows. We're going to look at Mark 14:30. It says, "Truly I tell you," Yeshua or Jesus replied, "this very night, before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. Now, no cocks or hens were allowed to be raised in Jerusalem because of the voluntary offerings, the meat of which may be eaten in any part of the city. They may peck into a dead reptile and then peck into the meat of the offerings. So the fear was because animals were so messy, their presence might defile some of the holy items that were used in sacrifices that were to be eaten. And so we all seen and heard of the rooster crowing. We've always been told and taught that this was the actual rooster that crowed when Peter denied Christ. But the actual answer to what the rooster was or what the cock's crow was lies in the division of the night watches during Jesus or Yeshua's time. So when God created the day, he divided the light from the darkness, and morning and evening were day, and then the night was divided into 4 watches. The second watch ended at midnight, and the third at 3 a.m., and the fourth at 6 a.m. were sunrise. Yeshua or Jesus seems to confirm this when he tells his disciples in Mark 13:35 that to keep watch because you do not know when the owner of the house will come back, whether it's in the evening or at midnight or when the rooster crows or at dawn. So the Roman divisions used to change the guard for each shift with a trumpet. The trumpet would blow twice, once in one direction and then again in another direction. So the Latin word for trumpet call is gulicinium, which means cock crowing. At the end of the 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. shifts, the guard change was announced by a Roman trumpet blowing or cock crowing. So what Peter heard wasn't an actual rooster crowing, but the end of the watch that was announced with a trumpet. So the third watch is called the rooster's crow or the cock's crow. And a better translation of this verse may be that Peter, before the third watch of the night, known as the cock's crow, you will deny me 3 times. Or another way of saying it is before the trumpet blows twice, at the changing of the guard during the third watch, you will deny me 3 times. So this doesn't change the outcome of the story, but it is interesting to see that there are often things written of at the time period that we may not understand or have a clear idea of, and it gets lost in translation. So rooster crows or the cock crows was the third watch and didn't have anything to do with an actual rooster or chicken. Until the next study, this is Torah 411, and shalom everybody.